Alright squad, we all know that one player in Call of Duty Mobile who treats gunsmithing like it's a full-time job. Like, they're not just picking attachments, they're running experiments, writing notes, and basically making every other player look like they're just button mashing. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 signs you're dealing with a true gunsmith nerd in CODM. If any of these sound familiar, congratulations, you're either that nerd or you've got one on your team. Let's dive in. Sign 1, obsessed with attachments. The first sign of a gunsmith nerd is their insane obsession with attachments. Not just picking the best ones, but actually understanding every single stat behind them. This isn't some casual, oh, I'll slap on a quick draw and go. No. They'll talk about ADS speed in milliseconds, recoil patterns with and without a compensator, the difference between vertical and horizontal recoil control, and how barrel length impacts bullet velocity and range. They'll debate for 10 minutes whether the MIP light barrel, short, is better than the Ranger barrel because it improves strafing but slightly increases ADS time. To them, every tiny percentage point matters because you never know when it might save you that one gunfight. They'll quote patch notes like they're reading the Bible and probably have an Excel sheet or Discord thread where they discuss nerfs and buffs with other nerds. When you ask them what attachments to use, expect a lecture that could rival a university course in ballistics. Sign 2, loadout hoarder. Sign number 2 is when they have a massive collection of builds for a single weapon, like 5 or 6 different variations all tailored for specific situations. Ranked, pubs, search and destroy, the movement meta, sniping support, or even some weird just-for-fun builds with attachments no sane player would use. You open their loadouts, and it looks like a weapons shop, with each build having a name or purpose. This is my sprint-to-fire M4 build for aggressive rushers, they'll say, and here's my hip-fire SMG setup for close quarters, optimized for flinch resistance and mobility. They remember the exact stats on each setup and can switch between them mid-game like a pro. It's like they're prepared for every single match condition before the lobby even starts. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still trying to figure out which gun feels comfortable to use. Sign 3, training mode addict. The third sign you're dealing with a gunsmith nerd is their constant presence in the training room. While the average player hops into ranked or battle royale to grind kills, this guy is stuck in the test range firing at stationary and moving dummies over and over. They aren't just practicing aim, they're testing recoil patterns, trying out new attachments, and measuring things like bullet spread and flinch effects. You'll find them trying to figure out how different grips affect vertical recoil at exactly 15 meters, or seeing how the tactical suppressor changes sound and flinch. It's like watching a scientist in a lab, except the lab is a CODM map, and the specimens are bots who just want to get destroyed. Sometimes, they'll invite you to the range just to show off the perfect build, and you'll end up watching them shoot the same bot for 20 minutes explaining every detail of their setup. It might sound boring, but that's how they get their insane stats in real matches. Sign 4, meta hater. The fourth sign is that they hate the meta, like really hate it. As soon as a gun becomes popular or everyone starts running it, they drop it faster than a hot potato. While everyone's spraying with the USS-9 or VMP, the gunsmith nerd is back on some underused weapon like the UL-736, or even a controversial pick like the Vargo S. Why? Because they love proving a point. They'll come up with crazy builds that seem weird or cursed, but somehow wreck in skilled hands. They'll say stuff like, the meta is overrated. You just need the right attachments and practice. And honestly, sometimes they're right. They're like the rebel scientists of the CODM world, experimenting with overlooked guns and flexing builds that confuse and frustrate the enemy team. They're not here to fit in with the crowd, they're here to set trends, even if it means losing a few matches while they perfect their craft. Sign 5, build flexor. And finally, the biggest sign of a gunsmith nerd is their obsession with showing off their builds. They don't just keep their work private, they flaunt it like it's a trophy. You'll hear things like, check out this custom HVK build I made, tactical suppressor, OWC laser, sleight of hand, and the reload animation is smooth as butter. They love explaining how every attachment synergizes to give them maximum control, speed, or flinch resistance. Sometimes it feels like they're more proud of their builds than their kill count. If you join their lobby, be ready for a deep dive into their gunsmith library with detailed breakdowns, and maybe even screenshots or videos of their stats. To them, the gunsmith is an art form, and they want everyone to appreciate their masterpiece. And honestly, it's kind of impressive, even if it gets a little extra sometimes. So if you or someone you know fits at least 3 of these signs, congratulations. You've got yourself a certified CODM Gunsmith Nerd. They might be a little obsessive, a little extra, but deep down, they're the reason some of those insane gun builds exist. While the rest of us just mash buttons and hope for the best, these guys are in the lab pushing the game forward. So show some love for the nerds next time you see them grinding the gunsmith instead of grinding kills. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more CODM content, and drop a comment with the craziest or coolest gunsmith build you've ever seen or tried. Catch you in the next one.